On Sunday night at 6:23, I received a phone call from police. At the time, I was in the backyard of my place with family and friends. The police in the phone call said, come to the front door, we want you to open the front door immediately. I walked through my house, walked to the front door. I could hear a bit of a commotion going on out the front. As I got closer, I heard somebody say, open the door, we'll knock it down or bust it down or something like that, words to that effect. I opened the front door and I was absolutely shocked. I saw up to 20 police officers and also members of the tactical response unit. And I said, what's going on? You know, just being totally shocked to see such a large presence of police in front of my place. And the sergeant came forward and said, look, you know, we can't tell you the full details of the operation at the moment, but we want you to move into the front room, put your hands in the air and move from the front room. And so I did, and then they frisked me down sort of thing, and they asked if anybody else was in the house, and I told them that I had family and friends. They went into the house, some of the officers, they cleared the house out, brought family and friends out to the front of the house, and then they continued to ask me a few questions, and then they said, look, you're going to be taken to Day Street Police Station in the city. I had officers put me into the paddy wagon, take me into the city. I still didn't know what the hell was going on. I had no knowledge whatsoever. When I was in the police station, they took me to the lockup, put me in the lockup for about half an hour. I signed a few forms, just stating that I knew my rights sort of thing. You know, after that, they sort of put me back in the paddy wagon, took me back to my place, and then the sergeant explained what was going on. And I couldn't believe it because the police were, I was the chief suspect in a case of a terrorist phone call that was made to Town Hall train station on the 12th of May at 4:39 at a public phone box on George Street down near the Quay sort of thing. And I was totally shocked sort of thing. And just sort of said, well, you know, like it's not me. I'm innocent of this sort of, these allegations. And he said, well, we've got a 4-hour search warrant, and it's been issued at Parramatta Court. So you're under arrest for 4 hours. So I was placed under arrest for 4 hours, and the officer the officers came into my house, and room by room they went through it and they searched the house. Through all the drawers, the cabinets, the wardrobes, all that sort of thing. And what they were searching for, searching for 4 items of clothing: an LA Lodgers baseball cap, a sweater, a pair of pants, and also a pair of joggers. And I'd never seen them before because I wasn't the perpetrator of this phone call to blow up Town Hall Station. It was made on the 12th of May. So they went through the house, they found nothing. So, you know, that was good. They weren't going to find anything anyway because I wouldn't do something silly in those possessions. I've never seen it and they're not mine. They did take my phone. It's Wednesday now. I'm going to pick up my phone later on this afternoon, but they've had my phone for a couple of days just with the investigation sort of thing. But, you know, after they searched the house, they went through and I was present at all times. There was nothing that they conducted themselves in as professional way as possible sort of thing. They took me back to the police station after that and they put me back in the lockup for about an hour and, just totally shocked to be a suspect in this case of a phone call, threatening phone call to blow up Town Hall Station. And I went into the interview room, spoke to the officers, and they asked a series of different questions. And they also showed me some CCTV footage of the perpetrator who made the phone call on George Street. And look, you know, there was a slight resemblance, but it's nothing I could tell that it wasn't me. And I guess when police have got leads or whatever sort of thing, they've got to follow them up. But being the chief suspect in the case at that time, I am no longer from Wednesday. I've been cleared, which is fantastic news, so I'm cleared. But in the interview, I was shown that CCTV footage, and the guy, he made the phone call at one of the public phone boxes down near the Quay on George Street, and he walked up to Town Hall. And that's the route that I take in the afternoon because I work in the Rocks. I walk down George Street and from Town Hall I get a bus home. But the thing is, on that day, of course I had an alibi. Somebody came to my defence because he was with me and able to prove that, that wasn't me also sort of thing that in that CCTV footage. But it's great to have my name cleared, and I just can't believe it that I've got nothing against the coppers, they're just doing their job. But somebody, I don't want to implicate people, but somebody said it's coming from higher up, and the thing is that this is just political intimidation. I just feel that the environment today, and it's the mindset of whether it's terrorist, anti-terrorism sort of like organisations in Australia, or the state or federal governments, patriots are seen equated with terrorism because you love your country, and sometimes we carry out different things with protest activities and that sort of thing that's dissent, but it's not nothing that's ever violent sort of thing. We're a peaceful, Australian, we love our country sort of thing, patriotism is associated with love, but I'm just sort of, I'm really shocked, that what happened. My kids were crying at the time because seeing their father taken away without any explanation in the initial stages of the operation was quite scary for them. So they were traumatised, so the other people present, my wife and also some other female friends. But it was just the last couple of days have been very interesting, a bit nerve-wracking sort of thing, and tiring definitely. I just want to say that I'm glad that I'm cleared.